Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So today it's story time and it's about how I used social media, particularly Instagram, to find a job, and I will also go ahead and tell you about weak ties. So I will just start with the meaning of weak ties. So now weak ties are people we do not know very well, acquaintances or people we have just met, so those are weak ties. And then stronger ties are the opposite of weak ties, and these are people that we know very well, people in our inner circles, people that we talk to all the time, and people that form the greatest part of our support system. And that is the difference between weak ties and strong ties, and today's video will be concentrating on the importance of weak ties. So if you want to find out, stay tuned and enjoy. So I'd say sometime last year, towards the end of May and early June, I had just started on Instagram. If you've watched my get to know me tag, you would know that I started posting on Instagram more frequently because I didn't have a job at the time. My dad had just passed away, so it was basically something that I was doing for myself, just as a distraction and to just do something that was enjoyable for me, but something that I could also use to sort of interact with other people, because I found that I was quite isolated. Before my dad passed away, I was volunteering, and I volunteered for 6 months up until he passed away, and that was because I was struggling to find work, and I just didn't want to do just any job. I just didn't want to go to a call center or just do something just for the money's sake. I wanted to do something that had a meaning to me and something that would enrich my life and others in a special way. So I volunteered for a charity that helped rehabilitate women that have been trafficked into the UK. So I did that for 6 months, and then after my dad passed away, it was time to find a job, because I was actually funding this volunteer work experience myself, because it wasn't paid, it was free, and I was using my savings. So when my dad passed away, I had been in Ghana. My dad passed away in February, and I was in Ghana up until March, April. So when I got back, I needed to find work ASAP, because I didn't want my mom to sort of do everything by herself, because we had spent so much on my dad's funeral and a whole of other things that happened whilst we were away. So I just needed to help my mom. And up until that point where my dad passed away, I was really down. I was almost depressed. Even though I was looking for work, I never got work. I did get a lot of interviews, but my confidence took a big blow after uni, because it took forever to find work. So I was just self-sabotaging myself. I was told by a lot of people that I had a really good CV, but every time I got interviews, I could not make it into the next process of that interview. After my dad passed away, I realized that, you know, life is too short, because the way my dad passed away, it was very sudden. He was here one minute and next minute he was gone, and it really hit me, and I thought, you know what, I need to just get out of this funk. You know, whatever this is I can't keep going like this anymore. I think there was just this fear that came over me of not being able to fulfill the purpose that I've been placed on this earth to fulfill. So I needed to do something. So I don't know, from nowhere, I just got this, I don't know what it was, but I was just very fearless. I was ready to just move on. I was pushing myself out of my comfort zone. So from that, I started my Instagram, because that was one of the things that I'd wanted to do, to sort of put myself out there, because if you don't put yourself out there, you are not going to get opportunities. That is when I came across Comfort, hey girl, on Instagram, and I will put her details below. Her name on Instagram is simply.comfort. It was a video that I posted on Instagram of my mom threading my hair, and she commented on it and we just started talking then. It was just small talk, like, you're gorgeous, where are you from? And I said I'm from Sheffield, and she said she's from London, and how she was working in Sheffield a few months prior to that, and I was like, yeah, we should meet up one time. And she was like, yeah, cool. And that was that. So I went on her profile and it said in her bio that she's a trainee solicitor. So I thought to myself, well, a trainee solicitor must have connections, surely. Like, she must know of a job somewhere or someone hiring, anything, everything, whatever. One thing about me is I hate asking for help. I hate asking for help. I hate asking for favors. I hate asking anyone to do anything for me, and it's something that I have struggled with growing up. And I think it's because my mom is quite self-sufficient, and growing up we were taught not to ask for things. If I wanted to ask for something, I'd have to ask for permission from my mom to make sure that it was okay to ask for whatever I wanted from someone else. So I grew up like that. You couldn't bring anything home that was not yours. You'd get into trouble. So I just grew up being quite self-sufficient. If I wanted something, I had to work hard for it. I just didn't wait around for people to do things for me. I just did it myself, and that is what my mum did as well. She did everything herself. And yeah, so that is something that I really struggled with. But after my dad passed away, that is something that I said to myself that I needed to do more. And to network, you have to be able to ask for favors. So I decided to slide into her DMs, you know, like you do. So I slid into her DM. So I just basically said, hi, I'm Jemima, and just gave her the whole lowdown of everything that had been going on, from my dad passing away to just the fact that I needed a job so I could help my mom. I also gave her a summary of my educational background and some of the stuff that I'd done before, so that she could have a clear idea of the sort of things that I'd be able to do employment wise. And do you know what? Usually I'd be scared of people's responses, but at that time I was just like, what's the worst that can happen? You know, all she could do is say no, or just not help, or ignore it, and I'm not gonna die, you know? So I just sent it to her and just left it at that. So she replied immediately, and she was just like, you know, thank you so much for trusting me with this, you know, sensitive information. And she said to me that there's this job that she used to do when she was back in law school, and it's sort of like a summer job. It's not for too long, but it's something that could get me money whilst I look for like long-term employment. So she sent me the link and I applied for it. She helped me with my cover letter. I wrote my cover letter and then I sent it to her, and she literally just changed everything. She was like, no, don't write this, no, you can't say that, you need to say this, da, da, da. She coached me on what to say and everything. And the night before my interview for this job, she also offered to have a telephone conversation with me to help me through the interview questions, the possible questions that they were going to ask, how to answer them, things not to say, and everything. And yeah, so needless to say, I got the job because I was coached by the best. I went to do this job, so it was for 4 weeks, and that was working with young people 15 to 17, and that was an amazing experience. It just sort of confirmed a lot of things for me. I realized that I liked mentoring. I knew that I liked mentoring already, but I realized that I liked teaching. But I've always known that I didn't want to sort of teach in school kind of setting. I wanted to teach in more of like a professional kind of setting, as in like in the workplace, mentoring people, career-wise, or just anything that was not classroom based teaching. So that confirmed it for me. So after this experience with Comfort, I came to realize that actually there are a lot of people out there who are willing to help more than you know. And I don't know, I was just really floored. I was amazed. I was very appreciative of the favor that she has shown. I was very thankful to God as well for giving me the courage to step out of my comfort zone, to ask for a favor of a total stranger. Like, how does that even happen? And this stranger to be willing to help me with effort, time that she did not have to. So yeah, this is the importance of weak ties. You will find that these weaker ties are more willing to help you and really have the information that you need for your next step than the people in your inner circle. So don't just stick to your inner circle. Try to reach out to other people, try to network more in your industry, and be more proactive in seeking what you want in your career and in life in general. So for 2018, I encourage you to step out of your comfort zone, to speak to people who you've never spoken to before, to tap into the resources that you have in your weak ties, and also the information that they have that will help you. And if you want to know more about the importance of weak ties, comment below and I'll go into detail of the advantages and how you can actually go about networking and to become more confident and more comfortable in networking. And I'd just like to end this video by giving a big shout out to Comfort. Thank you so much. You have been amazing, and even though we still haven't met yet, you know, I'm still very grateful for the help. You didn't have to, and I owe so much to you. So thank you, sis. You've been amazing. So if you've been able to sit through and listen to all of this to the end of the video, then thank you. So why not share with somebody who might be wanting help in this area? This is particularly good for young people in their 20s, recent graduates who have just finished uni, or just if you want to start early, you can start from school, you can start from college, secondary school, and just to get yourself used to the art of networking, because it is not going anywhere anytime soon. So thank you for tuning in, and I will see you in my next video.